So, that game was surprisingly not as bad as the score suggests. I'm going to cut off all the idiots in this chat right now. So, if I do miss anything important, or if I miss any sort of donations or anything, I do apologize. I will get to them afterwards. But unfortunately, just like whenever one of these two rookies has a bad game, the idiots come out in full force. And you know what? Like, that was a lot better than the scoreline suggested. It really was for that team. Anyway, before we get on, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for 16,000 subscribers. But anyway, basically, in that game right there, that was a game that was, look, like, this is a ball game till the fourth. The fourth was just 23-10. Like, if you lose the fourth by 13 points, you're gonna lose the game. Early on in the game, I thought the Fever looked really, really good. They just couldn't hit shots, and they just couldn't for the entire game. They couldn't for the entirety of the game. Caitlin Clark, 1 of 7 from 3, was not great. Nalissa Smith missed 6 of 7 free throws. Like, they only got to the line. What? Caitlin Clark got fouled in the 3 early, shot a technical free throw. And then Nalissa Smith got fouled, Kalu. Boston, no free throws. Aaliyah Boston, I thought, had an okay game offensively. She got some boards. I thought she struggled a little bit on Asia Wilson defensively. I thought they did a not terrible job on Asia Wilson. Like, 28 points, it is what it is. I thought they did a horrendous job on Kelsey Plum. Kelsey Plum had 34 points. And look, when Kelsey Plum gets into a rhythm, she's a streaky player. She's either really good or really bad. When she gets into a rhythm, she can be exceptionally good. And they just left her open. Every shot Kelsey Plum shot, just wide open 3. They were helping off Kelsey Plum. I don't know who told them to help off Kelsey Plum, but they helped off Kelsey Plum. That was a big thing. Asia Wilson was Asia Wilson. Like, 28, 9, and 5 blocks. She was Asia Wilson. It is what it is. You're going to get that. I thought Chelsea Gray looked very poor even when she was on the floor. There is no way that Chelsea Gray should be going to Paris. There is absolutely no way Chelsea Gray should be going to Paris. There are 7 better point guards in this league. She's one of... I know she's back from injury, but the Olympics is not even a month. The Olympics is 3 weeks from now. She's not going to get enough better in 3 weeks to justify her spot on that plane. She is not one of the best 5 point guards in the WNBA right now. Straight up, she is not one of the best 5 in the WNBA. For the Fever, I don't understand why Lexi Hull played 0 minutes. I don't understand why Damaris Dantas played at all. Erica Wheeler, she didn't do badly herself. It's just the team looks bad when she's on the floor. Christy Wallace started off really well and then really looked poor. Temi got into positions. Look, it was just a bad game. Katie Lou could not buy a bucket. Caitlin Clark couldn't hit a shot. Temi Fagbenle couldn't make an open layup. Like, how many... Like, Caitlin Clark had 11 assists. I'm telling you, she could have set the all-time WNBA assist record if Nalissa Smith turned around and made layups in the first quarter. If Temi Fagbenle made the 3 wide-open layups that she got. She had one where she was literally just... She got a dribble and went right, left and had a wide-open layup. Miss. Another one under the basket. Miss. Another one under the basket. Miss. And this is like... Temi's looking for the ball, which is the positive signs. Positive signs. Kelsey Mitchell is Kelsey Mitchell. Look, Kelsey Mitchell's Kelsey Mitchell. She's going to chuck. The shots went in at times today. They didn't go in at times. 5 of 10 from 3. Look, when Kelsey Mitchell's wide open and shoots the ball, she is unbelievable. When Kelsey Mitchell goes tween, she struggles a little bit. But there was one possession, I'm not going to lie. She drove in, took a dumb layup, got swatted. Ball came back to her. She walked back from under the basket to the three-point line while dribbling the ball through her legs, walking backwards. Went through her legs 4 more times and shot a step-back 3 and it went in. She's the craziest player to ever watch. She is the craziest player ever to watch. But she's still just like, look, this was one of her good games. You take the good with the bad for her. Nalissa Smith might have had one of the worst. Like, she rebounded the ball really well, especially offensively. Or, to be fair, she only had 3. It looked like more than 3. I thought Aaliyah Boston rebounded the ball well. I thought Aaliyah Boston in that pick and roll with Caitlin Clark was good. I thought she was really good. I thought the two of them set each other up really well. And I think if you're looking at the totality of the game, there's probably more positives and negatives than there are for the Fever. The big issue is when it comes to the Fever is that if you guys know anything about just young teams in basketball, young teams can run or they can fade. They were back to 6. They went on a bit of a run in the third quarter. Like they were down, well, they might have been down 11, and then they got it back to, I think they got it back to 4 points at one stage, and then it was pulled out to 6. But then the Aces championship team came out, bang, hit a 3 to start the quarter. Then I can't remember what happened, the possession in one of the other possessions, and then they come down and hit another 3, and suddenly it's a 12-point game. Or maybe it hit a 2 and it's an 11-point game, another 3 made it 14. And like suddenly the game's out of reach. The game went from being in their hands, they have a chance of winning this game in the fourth, to 90 seconds into the fourth, the game's out of reach. It happens. It happens. And then that's where, like, up to that point, I think Caitlin Clark might have had 2 turnovers. She got sloppy. Her teammates got sloppy in what they were doing. The whole Fever team were terrible in the fourth quarter. Don't get it twisted. Kelsey Mitchell hit 1 or 2 shots, but this was the worst quarter I've seen the Fever play. But it's fine, because again, like, look, the way the game went, this was a ball game. This was a ball game where a young team collapsed down the stretch. It happens. It happens. It's more promising that they were able to keep up with the Aces through 3 quarters, especially shooting as badly as they did. I really like the speed they came out with. The Aces could not live with them early in the game. Obviously, as the game went on, they're not going to be able to keep up that breakneck speed for the whole game. But that's why, like, it's still a learning process. Look, the Fever, an ideal scenario for the Fever is they don't make the playoffs. And what's the standings? Are they behind the Sky now? So yeah, they're 9th. This is where you want to be. You want to be 9th if you're the Fever, because it means you get one of Anissa Morrow, you get Paige Beckers, or Kiki. You get one of those 3. An ideal scenario is positives, but don't make the playoffs. Because at the end of the day, what's the worst thing that can happen if you don't make the playoffs? Oh, what's her name? Angel Reese wins Rookie of the Year. At the end of the day, who cares? Who cares? Because just like Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, nobody cares that Larry Bird won Rookie of the Year. What people are going to care about is who has the better career and who wins titles. And if you can manage to get your first round pick, while also not just being in a demoralizing situation, it's good. And they're coming out against the Liberty, who are better than the Aces, who are better equipped to guard this team, and are better equipped to guard Caitlin Clark. So it's going to be a really tough game. And again, this is a learning experience. Look, on another day, Caitlin Clark goes 3 of 7. She hits 2 of those shots. And especially in the second half, a couple of them were on line. They were just a little bit short, a little bit long. She shot them on line. It's good. Katie Lou hit 2 that were in and out. Maybe Katie Lou goes 2 of 4 because she's been shooting 40% from 3. And suddenly, instead of being down 6 going into the fourth, you're up 2 going into the fourth if you just hit a few more shots. And then it's a different ball game. It's a completely different ball game in that scenario then. So, look, it was a rough fourth quarter, but we also have to take into account that coming into the fourth quarter, like, I live streamed the whole game. Everyone was talking, saying the Fever are doing really well. Look, if you said before the game the Fever were going to be 2-possession game going into the fourth, you'd take it. It was just a collapse down the stretch, which can happen for a young team. And especially a young team who, they have a vet in Temi, but Temi's not their best player. As shown by the fact that she blew 4 to 5 open layups in this game. But at the same time, it's a young team that's learning. They went toe-to-toe with the Aces through 3 quarters. They went toe-to-toe with the Aces through 3 quarters with Kelsey Plum and Asia Wilson balling. 100 times better than the last time they played. The last time they played, they were down. They were up at halftime. They were dead. They got blitzed in the third quarter. And the worst part about it the last time is that Aces were terrible. The Aces were terrible the last time. They still killed them. Look, this is a Fever team that's never going to shoot this badly again. From the free throw line and from 3. And on another day, they're up with the way that game goes, the shots that both teams are taking, they're up going into the fourth. And if they're up going into the fourth, this could be a different ballgame. The problem is that Aces pulled away, and look, they made a good comeback against the Mercury. Unfortunately, they couldn't tonight. Not nearly as bad as it seems. And again, Caitlin Clark's playmaking is out of this world. It is out of this world good. I'm not joking. Her offensive shooting may not be there. She is the best point guard in this league. Everyone be like, Chelsea Gray, Chelsea Gray. Like, no. The best point guard in this league is Caitlin Clark. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. As far as pass first point guard goes. And once the scoring comes, it may not come this year. It may come. It might end up being next year, the year after. It may be a couple of years. Maybe the scoring will never come. Worst case scenario, she's still going to be the best floor general in this entire league in a year or two. She's probably the best floor general right now.